This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. More on them later. According to an article in a dubious magazine, Roaring Moon has a connection to a strange phenomenon that can be found in a certain region. That phenomenon? Mega evolution, of course. Its crescent blood moon wings match those of mega salamanders, but how is this possible? And more importantly, what does this mean for other ancient paradox Pokemon? Could their DNA somehow be tied to mega evolution?
Are you speculating again? Come on, man, it was mentioned in a dubious magazine. The word dubious is kind of important here.
Never the skeptic. Thanks for agreeing to journey with me to the center of Area Zero.
I mean, they don't call me Fall Screen 7, so my job here is to be realistic about what we might actually find. Now, do you honestly think there's something down here?
You were saying?
Okay, back up. Explain this to me.
Well, Mega Evolution taps into a Pokemon's latent DNA, with the Mega Evolution symbol looking a lot like what we recognize as the icon for DNA, the double helix. The energy from Mega Evolution is a Pokemon's life force. It used to flow naturally in the primal world. This is the same energy that Groudon and Kyogre tap into to become primal reversions. But Mega Evolution is doing the same thing. We can see this in Pokedex entries like Mega Aerodactyls, which say that Mega Evolution has awoken dormant genes, bringing back traits like the sharp rocks that once covered its entire body. This implies that Mega Aerodactyl is closer to what Aerodactyl actually used to look like in the ancient past. And now here in Area Zero, there have been reports of Pokemon from ancient times, or possibly other dimensions, it's unclear.
I see. And with Mega Salamence and Roaring Moon looking so similar, you're thinking that the other Paradox Pokemon might also hint at what Mega Evolution for their contemporary counterparts could be like? Similar to that Mega Magnazone we saw, I guess, right?
Exactly. And I've seen depictions in my GS book. It's filled with mysteries, like that creature we saw just now. I think that was a Mega Magnazone. Normally it evolves with a Magnazonite, but here in Area Zero it looks like Mega Evolution energy builds up in the local crystals, and it's clear that when you compare it to Sandy Shocks, the paradox form of Magneton... Wait, what are you doing, Ron?
Yeah, I'm taking notes. These Pokemon require Pokedex entries, and we need to imagine abilities for them too. Mega Magnazone. It's thought that when this Pokemon Mega evolves, its three brains unify, allowing it to understand its true purpose on this planet. It's an electric steel type, of course, with the ability Levitate, and a huge buff to its physical defense. It can levitate in an instant by switching its magnetic flow to repel it from the Earth. However, when it wants to stay grounded, its magnets connect with the magnetic field of the planet, which means you can't make this Pokemon leave. When people learn about this Mega Evolution, it might cause a mass panic.
What I love is that this is a Mega Magnazone and not a Mega Magneton. A few Paradox Pokemon are kind of like that. Fluttermane and Screamtail represent earlier stages of evolution than their family's lineage would suggest. I can't imagine what Megas of Wigglytuff and Mismagius would look like. Whoa, it's like I said it, and the book showed me exactly what these Pokemon might be. Mega Mismagius, the magical Pokemon. It's now a ghost and fairy type. Its cries sound like incantations or religious chanting. Those who hear them report headaches and hallucinations, but others claim it causes joy and even love. In this form, people pray to it and people believe it speaks with a divine voice. In battle, its cries cause people to question the meaning of life. Its new ability, Serene Grace, is making its Hex incredibly dangerous, and it has a major stat boost in special attack. For those who've seen this Pokemon in battle, they're not convinced they survived and believe they are in some form of afterlife.
Oh, that's dark. Mega Wigglytuff is very different. It's now a fairy flying type. It generates enough scream energy to keep itself afloat, anchoring to the ground with long tendrils. It paralyzes opponents with a blood-curdling scream, then wraps its tendrils around them and takes them into space. Its new ability is Windsurfer, which gives it a special attack boost when hit by a wind move, and it gets stat boosts in its special and physical defense, making it very buff. Or tough. The bit about space could be a reference to the classic theory that Clefairy and maybe even Jigglypuff are from the moon, both having matching colors, evolutionary lines, heights, and moves, and Screamtail being psychic supports this idea, as psychic is commonly associated with space, and Wigglytuff's ears may even be inspired by moon rabbits. Maybe Mega Wigglytuff came to this planet surfing on solar winds.
Surfing to this planet? Wow. That reminds me that all this art in today's video is
Don't say it.
made possible by our sponsor, Surfshark VPN.
He said it.
I did, and I'll sing it from the rooftops because I love Surfshark VPN. We go back so far, my special code with them is code BIRDKEEPER on checkout, but more on that in a moment. It wasn't long ago that I signed up for a Pokemon card show, and because of poor security, my financial details were stolen and used to buy someone's takeaway. I was abroad at the time, and I wasn't sure how the breach had happened. It was very frustrating and kind of scary. It came with a lot of anxiety about what's happening to my data. If only at the time I had been signed up to Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN, that's a virtual private network, route your data through one of over 3,000 of their top-tier encrypted servers all across the globe to help keep your data safe from the likes of Team Rocket. What's more is you get access to all sorts of region-locked content that you wouldn't usually have access to. They have this really cool clean web feature which helps keep track and block phishing attempts as well as malware, so you know who's trying to get your data, while at the same time not monitoring what you're doing so you can surf the web with the security and privacy that you deserve. And what's more, by teaming up with me, they're giving you an amazing deal. 4 months extra of Surfshark VPN for free when you use code BIRDKEEPER on checkout. That's surfshark.com/BIRDKEEPER or the link at the top of the description, because I have trusted them for that long. And you know what? Once you click the link and you give them a go, I think you will too. Thank you Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this mega video. And now I better catch up with Ron. I think he went down to the time machine. Okay, so you see that Pokeball over there?
Yeah.
That is not a Pokeball. That is a Brute Bonnet, another Paradox Pokemon. You know, there's a theory that the inventor of the modern-day Pokeball was inspired by the Pokemon Fungus, but that's never been confirmed, but it is in Fungus's Pokedex. But looking at Brute Bonnet, whether in this timeline or another, if Among Us existed in ancient times, it means it has DNA that took on the form resembling a Pokeball, even older than that of like Hisuian Voltorb. How does that work?
Perhaps I can help with that.
Phoebe!
Wait, you invited Phoebe? I thought this episode was a True Green 7 collab.
I'm also in here.
Hey, it's Pragmagic! Wait, what are you doing in there with my girlfriend?
I'm not really your girlfriend.
This is a horrible way to find out.
Awkward.
No, I mean, I am AI Copperfee, an artificial intelligence confined to Area 0. May I see that book, Toby?
The GS book. Did it come from here?
Nah, it didn't. But Paradox Pokemon is said to come from across time and even alternate universes. At the heart of this place is a time machine. It's unclear if it works now, but during its operation, the professors sent Pokeballs through time to catch Paradox Pokemon, making the Pokeball itself a bootstrap paradox. Perhaps ancient Amoongus mimicked the Pokeball because it appeared to be a predator that kept showing up, eating all of the local Pokemon. Mimicking it would be a survival tactic, explaining both Brute Bonnet and
Mega Amoongus?
How did you know that?
Well, I just found this page lying here. And also, it's the topic of the video. Mega Amoongus taps into ancient DNA to become the ultimate defense Pokemon. At its core, it's perfectly safe. Its new ability, Mega Cannon, boosts all ball and bullet moves like Seed Bomb, Sludge Bomb, and Energy Ball. Its defenses are huge, and with restoring moves like Leech Seed, it regains health at a terrifying rate. It's the ultimate wall ball. They say the Pokeball design, a safe space for Pokemon to rest, was inspired by this ancient Pokemon. Incredible.
That's phenomenal. Hey, here's a thought. Aren't Paradox Pokemon from the past or future? And yet Donphan and Volcarona have 2 Paradox forms. That could tell us even more about a Pokemon's DNA.
Another way to think about it, these Pokemon may be from alternate realities, where the environments of the Iron and Ancient Pokemon appeared. They could well coexist on the same points in time as our ancient past, just in their own realities. Iron Pokemon may not be from the future, but the past of their world. That suggests how they showed up in Area 0 200 years ago.
Let's see what we've got. Mega Donphan. This tank-like Pokemon has evolved purely for battle. Much like how Mega Heracross and Salamence are contorted, their biology changing specifically for battle, its Pokedex entry says that it's lost the use of its limbs and rolls continuously, smashing into everything in its path. Its new ability is Speed Boost, and it gains massive boosts to its attack. It's got a ridiculous bulldoze and rollout move. You would not want to get in this Pokemon's rolling pathway, and if you do, there really wouldn't be much point running left to right instead, because this Pokemon can pivot and fast.
Next page, Mega Volcarona. You can immediately see trace from both Iron Moth and Slitherwing. In ancient times, when the sun was blocked out, trainers would fight to the death. A lone hero with the Volcarona achieved Mega Evolution. Its flames regrew the crops and saved the land. They were the first champion of Unova. Now it gains the ability Drought, summoning the sun and boosting its special attack. This thing would be a menace in competitive battling.
Good luck with the time machine.
The time machine. The Area Zero underdepths are just below us. I guess our journey's almost over. Oh, wait. There's a Pokemon in our way. Oh, would you look at that? The Winged King himself, Koraidon!
No, that's not Koraidon. That's a Mega Cyclizar, a dragon-fighting predator of the skies. In ancient times, jungle warriors would feed it enchanted snacks to trigger Mega Evolution and ride it into battle. Very different to the use of a keystone. They say that Mega Energy was inside the Herba Mystica it was fed. It gains the ability Zephyr Surge, setting up wind and giving it a boost to its attack while the wind is active. It also gains additional speed stats, so it's almost always the fastest Pokemon in the wind. We'll never get past it. Nice, okay, let's go into the time machine.
What's going on?
We appear to have traveled through time. We've gone as far back as my last video. Then I was on a date with Phoebe, right here in Necrotique, which means we're back in Johto. I was talking about the legendary beasts, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, and how their paradox forms didn't align with the known lore of those legendary beasts. Unless those paradox forms tell us something about Mega Evolution. Mega Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, overflowing with Mega Energy. These legendary beasts bring storms, magma, and lightning. Now, in addition to their fire, water, and electric types, they also all become part Dragon type, and they gain a new ability called Dragon Force. This ability acts as an Intimidate, decreasing the opponent's attack stat, but also means that your electric, water, and fire type moves act as dragon type moves if that's more advantageous. Raikou gains a boost to its attack, Entei to its defense, and Suicune to its speed, and in these forms they remember what they looked like before the Tower tragedy, and they remind us all why they are the Pokemon that defied death. I suspect in large part it was because of their gorgeous manes. I mean, look at their hair. They look just like me. I could stare at them for ages. I love seeing new Pokemon designs, and I also love to do it safely. So click the link at the top of the description to surfshark.com/birdkeeper for 4 months of Surfshark for absolutely free. That's Birdkeeper on checkout. Whee!
Okay, well, you deal with that. I gotta go back to my video where I designed 3 starter Pokemon and had my viewers submit what they think the evolution should look like. If you want to see the results of this massive contest and the winners, go check out my video.